Hello, fellow grognards, and welcome to another episode of CHEBS, which is a couple of tits chatting hobby, endless bollocks, and stuff. I am one of those tits, and the other one is Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm okay. So, which one of us is the left tit and which one's the right tit?
Well, there's always one that's a little bit bigger than the other, isn't there? So apparently that's natural, you know. So.
No complaints here.
You know, can't really comment. Anyway, I haven't even Mrs. I'm sure she'll love to make a guest appearance. Anyway, I get married in like 10 days, dude. So naturally, I decided this is a perfect time to start painting my Mechanicus army.
Oh, well done. It takes your mind off it. Are you freaking out yet?
I was like, yeah. Why not? Why not? I sort of did it in various shades of black a while ago, just a couple of models here and there, and I didn't really like what I was doing with it, so I shelved it, put it all in a box, and just recently I decided, I'm going to chuck some orange into it. I'll put some pictures so that our viewers can see, and yeah, it seems to have sorted it out a little bit, because originally what I wanted to do was do it like kind of like a Dune still suits kind of thing from the 84 Lynch Dune.
Yep.
And then I realised that black is quite hard to paint, and my skill set is not up to making black look good. Basically, and making it look varied enough. And when you have models all black all over, it's quite hard to make it, read as different tones of black. Yeah. So I gave up on that idea and decided it was a silly idea and started chucking orange all over things. And I was like, aha, it looks better now. So that and building a new Gundam model was about it for me.
Nice.
What have you been up to?
Well, as the email from Warhammer.com literally 20 minutes ago has informed me, I spent a bit of today putting together my Loyalist Overseer console, my Arcuator Magisterio, and my Centauri Axiarch, which is nice because they turned up at least 12 hours before the email did that told me they were dispatched. So that's great service. Yeah. Thoroughly liked all three models.
Yeah, you put a picture of that up as well, so I'll stick a picture up so that our victims can see it.
Yeah. The latest ones that they've done done the molds for this year have a very fancy little hammer symbol and stuff, like the new logo on the back of the resin gates where there's the part number.
Ah, okay, just like the sprues then, because they're doing it on the plastic sprues now as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll chuck in a picture of that as well.
Yeah, do so. That'd be good. Cool. Yeah, well, I mean, that's it really. We're mostly prepared for the wedding, so I'm just like kind of killing time really, and just doing things. I've been too ill to do much YouTube recently, unfortunately. Affected by another one of the plagues that Kirsty's brought home from work. So I thought, oh no, bollocks to it. I'm just going to get some hobby done, and both building Gundam and painting fall under that. So yeah, it's been all good. But my big box of Mechanicum goodies turned up. The tanks and the Fenitar.
Is that a heavy support box? Is it?
Yeah, that's the official support box. Yeah, that turned up today as well. So
I actually caved and ordered one as well last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got that to enjoy and put together and work out exactly how I'm going to make those look black and orange like my 40k army, but still have them be distinct and different. So I've got a few ideas. The orange may well get swapped out for copper, I was thinking.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And
just have like an orange shoulder.
Yeah. And if I choose copper, I'll keep that kind of grimdarky kind of aesthetic to it, and maybe do the markings in orange or something like that. Because I'm worried that if I make, you'll see from the pictures that are up, but if I make the Heresy army look like the 40k army, then they're not going to look grimdark enough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I may have to have some thoughts there about exactly what I do. But that's what I've been up to, not much else. So yeah, let's get into the news. We had a few bits shown off. Today we got to see a new Necromunda model, Vandoff the Fallen. Absolutely 100% a Blood Angel.
And not Fallen at all.
And not the Dark Angel. So Dark Angels are going to turn up now, based on what GW have said, and they're going to be the most pissed off.
Asmodee! Our assumptions are confirmed! He has a suspicious brother! Is he good with the fall? Make him repent!
So Warhammer community had better repent. But in all seriousness, it's not a bad model, I thought. I thought it looks all right.
I think it looks great.
He's got that kind of stupid, like, twin horn things going on that the Chaos Cultist had. But I thought in general, yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad model. And then I scroll down to the artwork.
And it don't look like it.
And it doesn't look anything like it at all. And like this one looks very much like what a Space Marine in hiding would be, in that he's not wearing any fucking power armour. Whereas this one is quite clearly wearing power armour.
Definitely chunks of it, yeah.
You know, so as much as this looks really, really cool as a model, I feel they have deviated somewhat from the concept. Everyone's just going to be like, oi, you're just a fucking Space Marine, sir.
Although, interestingly, he doesn't actually have the power plant for it. He doesn't have a backpack. So it's just pieces put on him.
Yeah, it's just pieces plugged into his black carapace that's obviously he's still got because he's got the ports and everything.
Yeah.
And he's got some vials of blood because, you know, blood angels. But yeah, he looks all right. I'd like to see a 360 spin of him, but it is another nice addition to Necromunda. Necromunda gets some good stuff.
Yeah, Necromunda gets most of the good stuff. Which is good.
He's quite clearly just a blood angel and not fallen at all. So I don't know why they've gone with that, but
perhaps he fell from his legion in disgrace.
Just feel like it reminds me of do you remember Blood Quest, the comic book?
No.
There was basically a guy goes out and loses a sacred sword. So Dante goes, right, you need to go and get that fucking sword back and don't come back until you do. They have to go through the Eye of Terror and they come back like totally and utterly changed. But they lose the captain in the process. It's like a little squad. It's like a captain, not Leandros, that's the guy from bloody Space Marine. Leonatus? I mean, it might be Leonatus. Just a normal sort of power fist dude called Cloten. A scout and a couple of other dudes who get killed off, you know, as the thing goes on. And
they all have red tops on.
Yeah, well, quite literally, they're blood angels. So yes. So yeah, like the first part is like the mission and everything, and they lose the blade, and then they have to go get it back, and they have to go to the Eye of Terror, and they lose their captain, and then they have to go back in and get their captain. He's turned to chaos and everything, and it's a whole series. I think it was Dan Abnett who wrote it. I can't remember. If not, I think it might have been Gordon Rennie. But Blood Quest, it's called. It's quite good. You can find it online. It's of its time, because obviously it's like 20 years old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. And they released some models for it when they were basically letting the trainees do all the specialist games models. And they were quite appalling.
Custom.
They were awful. They were absolutely awful. So yeah, this reminded me of that basically. But yeah, I mean, this thing is nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, we're moving from that. We got a new Blood Angel for Heresy Thursday as well. Asta Clone. And he's very fancy, I suppose, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I recognised him from the artwork. His artwork in the books is very nice for pencil art.
I'm sure there is. His hair's quite a bit curlier. Yeah, no, he's all right. He's not bad. I think they've sort of carried... This is always going to look more sort of Greco-Roman kind of... You're just not going to be able to do that in resin, no matter how hard you try, to be honest. And I think they've done a fairly good job, you know, with the filigree, as much as they can, obviously.
Oh, I think the model looks great.
Yeah,
I just find it a little bit weird that he's kind of got like that faceplate on. I'm not too sure what the law reason is, but
Maybe he's pretty ugly.
It looks more samurai than Blood Angel.
Yeah.
But that's just the faceplate. Everything else.
Well, you got like the French, like was it Man in the Iron Mask or whatever it was? So maybe it's something to do with that or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Fucking Blood Angels.
That was like a full face mask, though, weren't
Bunch of Twilight fans, aren't they? But yeah, shots fired.
Yeah, it's got a fine weapon though. Like
yeah,
shot at.
It's stupid. I mean, I've heard of the hand flamer, but Jesus. But yeah, apparently he did quite well. Yeah, it's not a bad model. It's quite nice. I want more for Heresy Thursday, don't get me wrong, but apparently that is coming with the next edition, so we've got to be patient, hopefully Adepticon. And then last bit of news from GW was the Ash Wastes is all coming, and all the prices are exactly as you'd expect them to be. It's like 37 quid for your Burke, 37 quid for your squad, and then whatever these little bits cost for the other guys, they cost the same here. I do have a load of these guys, so I might get this box at some point, just to add to them, because I do really like those models.
Oh, so this is like the specialist box that adds on to the standard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you know every gang or every faction gets one. But yeah, having some different bits would be
Weapons
quite cool.
upgrades.
So they're fun to paint. I'll paint mine up as Tusken Raiders. Again, I'll try and put a picture in there. So sort of like, rather than this green that they've got, I did like a bone colour. And yeah, basically they look like Tusken Raiders.
The hab module looks quite cool. I kind of wonder if there's anything on the inside of it.
I don't know if there was on the ones that got released, because I presume it's based on the same sprue, just with different bits.
Maybe. I don't really see those in detail either.
But
I'm slacking.
it's
really.
all right. I mean, I never liked the idea of Necromunda going outside. I always wanted Necromunda to be in the spires, you know.
But, you know, they had to stick vehicles in it somehow, so
Yeah, well,
you can't
exactly,
go
yeah.
racing around in a spire so much.
Yeah, no. I suppose it's the closest you're ever going to get to Gorka Morka, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't really care. But I did like these models, and I enjoyed painting them, so I might pick these up at some point.
Make sure you stack up the cards if you're actually going to play.
Oh no, fuck all that bollocks. I don't care about that. I mean, I'll be able to fucking print them all.
They're always limited releases.
Yeah, I mean, the odds of me playing any Necromunda are quite low, to be honest. Most of what I do is for paint. I mean, even this Adeptus Mechanicus army that I'm doing is unlikely to see the field of battle. It's just I enjoy painting it as a project, you know, as a hobby project. And I can't touch up my sisters until the wedding's over, so, you know. Wow. There you go. There was one other thing that I wanted to have a quick look at, actually. Quick look at Strike Team Commander. Because this Kickstarter is ongoing, and I did a video about it. So it's still not going great guns. It's not doing bad, but since I looked at it a week ago, it's only added another 50k. It's got 3 days to go, so we're like a day away from the rush. But I still think they've made some fairly big mistakes. As well. Just quickly see the updates.
It's good to see that they're well over their goal.
Oh yeah, I mean they smashed the target anyway. I mean it funded in no time. But I don't know if did you watch the video I did on this?
No, not yet.
Okay, so they've put a miniature gallery up for last, because that was one of my main complaints. What the fuck? What the deuce?
Doesn't look like I've done a very good job.
No. Oh, so it is literally just a fucking Google folder with renders in it. On the plus side, it's better than nothing.
True.
However, you want people to buy these models and get into your Kickstarter. I mean,
You should present the stuff a little bit more
I think so. I do genuinely think so.
professionally.
You know, I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, here's your thing. So you get your Strike Team Commander, which is you get 20 dudes, which are multi-part, and a few stretch goal extras, because they've not unlocked many, because this campaign's not gone that well, for 65 quid. Or you get like all this crap for 65 quid. And it's very confusing, because this is like an indoor, almost like a board game type offering. And then this is basically a 40k like skirmish game, slightly bigger than a skirmish, I suppose. But yeah, you get like 54 push fit models with this and 20 odd with this, and they're the same price. So it's just like,
It's a bit like, why would I get the smaller one?
kind of, yeah, kind of. I mean, I know they're multi-part, and you can switch parts obviously and make what you want, and it's a more complete game because it is like a board game. But even so, it's a hard sell. So the faction commanders, they've thrown some buildings in, which is a good touch. That's a stupid level. because the rules look quite good. I mean, I did generally think the rules were quite fun. I like the fact that they had vehicle facings and stuff like that. But this, you need this front and centre. You need lots of pictures in the models that, you know, I mean, you look through this and you're just like, well, not really. It looks like they've bumped these up a little bit as well, actually. Add-ons. You
can't even click on them to make the pictures bigger either, which is a massive shame.
Well, this is the other thing. Like, look, it's the same model over and over and over again. Is this what it's going to be? It says alternate builds and poses, but is that just a different arm or whatever? You know, you need to show this stuff if you want people to pay money. And that's personally why I think this hasn't quite hit the levels it has. It should have.
Right.
So here's your 60 quid, 40 models. It's got better than it used to be, because it used to be 60 quid for 30 models. And I was like, that's, you know, you're not GW, you need to be a lot cheaper. So the offerings have got a bit better with some of the stretch goals they've unlocked. But yeah, it's not going great guns. But what I did think was quite impressive, these big resin vehicles are quite cheap. So I don't know if they're using that cheap Sirecast resin rather than actual poor resin. Because if you're using 2-part poor resin, that is stupidly cheap, 25 quid. That should be like 50 quid. So I don't know if they may be doing something cheaper. But yeah, I'm glad it's being done. It's always nice to see an alternative to GW, but I would have done a few things differently with this Kickstarter, with an aim to like raising more money.
Yeah. Definitely.
Again, here, 6 Valkyries.
Needs improving.
You're like 6 Valkyries, 30 quid. That is GW money. And again, are they all the same model? Are they, you know, 30 quid for 12 very, you know, you just need to. But the rules did look good. You know, they're quite simple. It's basically roll to wound, roll to save. There's no hit roll, or basically there's no wound. One of those is 2 is missing. It's 1 roll to damage and then 1 roll to save. Simple as that. Coherency, the movement was nice and easy as well. You just basically take the front guy, move him the distance, and then everybody goes in coherency behind him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you need to sell the models, and I don't feel like they've done that at any stage. And it's a bit of a shame, as I say. And hopefully TT Combat are happy with what they've got, money wise. I mean, I thought these were great as well. This pre-printed scenery.
Okay.
It looks really nice. You know, anything that allows you to get stuff on the board a little bit better is better. But then they had weird stuff like Drop Fleet Commander exclusives in there and stuff. And I'm like, well, what are you selling? Are you selling this game, or are you selling stuff for the other games? You know.
No.
But yeah, it looks like done all right. What's the next stretch goal?
Oh, templates. Nice.
Yeah, it's got templates in it, and as I say, vehicle facings and everything. It's the rules look solid, you know. So basically, another map and some 10 more resistance fighters in the strike team commander. So that had bumped that one up. So they have been looking at it then. So I did a video about it. I'm not going to say they saw it or anything, but they made some changes afterwards. One of the changes they made was doing a dual pledge.
Yeah.
So you get everything all in one go. Both games, you know.
Scorpion. I've got a big Scorpion tank. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, it's cool.
There's a lot of good ideas in there.
Yeah, loads of, you know, it just wasn't the smoothest Kickstarter in my opinion. They didn't do the campaign as well as they could. I nearly ended up managing one of Rickard's Kickstarters, and I had a lot of ideas, and they're the kind of ideas I would have seen implemented here. The other thing you need to do is you need to add value in the you'll only get this in the Kickstarter type thing.
Yeah.
And the only thing here is basically this book signed by Dave Lewis, which is, you know, it's a cool thing. But if all of this is also going to be in the retail versions, and it looks like it will be, then it's going to be difficult to get people to pledge for it.
Yeah, especially if they're not really sure how it's going to.
You're not sure, you know, why not wait and then you'll get it for 10% off at a discount or whatever. So they've done all right. I mean, you know, they've doubled their pledge goal, but this could have made a lot more money, in my opinion, if they'd not made some mistakes. You know, they've got 553 backers. You could have had a lot more. But, you know, it's nice that it's coming out. It's, you know, It's a good
Very
thing.
surprised at the shipping rate. Shipping rate says £5 for the UK and 15 quid for the rest of the world, and that's a flat rate,
Yep.
regardless of how much you pledge for.
Yes, I think the rest of the world might bite them in the arse. They are a UK-based company. They're in Cornwall.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the world might bite them in the arse. I'm presuming what they're thinking they can do is just basically hire a cargo ship and do it in bulk.
Well, maybe.
Just do like hubs to distribute the stuff. But yeah, logistics-wise, I mean, I've got me. I was tempted to, at least put a £1 down just so I can get access to the pledge manager kind of thing. Sorry for the scrolling, guys. I'm just trying to find the. Oh, there it is. Yes, you can put a £1 in. It says do not use it for the strike team or battle zone commander, but if you do add them in, then you just pay the postage. So yeah, it's fair enough because not everybody's got the money straight away. But yeah, I just it looked like fun. I just feel like there was a few mistakes made, and that's a bit of a shame. A bit of a shame, but never mind. We'll leave that there for now because we're going to move on to the main topic. And the main topic for tonight is something that you basically suggested last time round. Inadvertently, because I said it'd be cool if there was like an updated version of a Horus Heresy Final Liberation.
Ah, definitely.
And you said yes. You said, one of a number of games that you'd like to get that we don't have. I apologise for my creaking chair. It's really fucking creaky.
Creaking.
I think it's WD-40 on it, or a better chair. And I took that idea and ran with it. So I have quite a few ideas for games that I'd like to see from GW. Because let's face it, Space Marine 2 has done great guns. It has sold a fuck ton, and it shows that there is a double A at least game appetite for these better sort of games that aren't just same old mobile bollocks over and over again. No offence, Tacticus, but a lot of the other ones and a lot of the computer games that have come out from GW have been what I would charitably describe as shovelware. Not all of them, but
they don't really seem to be too discerning with their licensing.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, not too discerning with their license. You can slap the Warhammer name on anything, and at least at this stage, Warhammer stock is flying. So maybe they'll be a little bit more discerning. And with them doing a TV show, maybe they will, take some risks on some really cool stuff. And I'm kind of hoping they do. So obviously that when we're doing our list, that could be the first one. Final Liberation was on my list of top 5 best computer games last week. And I'd love to see a remake. A Horus Heresy remake. It'd be amazing. Imagine it with modern graphics technology, but still the same ability to have, all those different units and all those different, Titans, and engines and flyers and all that kind of stuff on an up-to-date scaled map.
Gargants and all sorts.
Exactly.
Would they even acknowledge the existence of orc gargants these days?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you just don't see them, do you? You just don't see them. So yeah, that'd be amazing because I love Final Liberation. I'm sure it wouldn't be that expensive to do. Someone can go and do it.
Oh, good.
So yeah, that would be my first one, mate. What have you got?
I've just dug out my notes from last week. There's one which popped into my head just before I joined you on this call, but I'm kind of like, fuck, what was that? It's going to bug me now. It'll pop into my head later on, I'm sure, and I'll be like, shit, too late now. But the main one that I wanted to see, there was a great game way back from 1996 because we're old.
Yeah,
called Terra Nova.
Probably weren't born back then. There weren't many colours or pixels or megapixels, and the games came on floppy disks.
It might have been around, shortly before the dawn of CDs, games on CD.
It would be the first CD-ROMs started coming in when I was finishing school, more or less.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? Like when you get like an encyclopedia on a CD and it'd take like 8 minutes to load.
Oh, the old, what was it called? The old, not Magna Carta. Microsoft did one.
Yeah, it's like Navigator or
Encarta?
Encarta, that was it. Encarta, yes. Oh my word. Encarta, Corel Draw.
And then the internet came along and ruined everything because you don't need CDs anymore. You just look stuff up on the web. Yeah, it was back from 1996. There was an awesome like first-person squad-based sci-fi shooter game called Terra Nova Strike Force Centauri.
Yep.
Which was wicked. Like you was a dude and basically in a power armored suit, and you could jump back around, and you had like a pew pew laser on one arm and a beam laser on the other.
Sounds somewhat Mech Warrior like.
Kinda, but you're if we were talking Mech Warrior, you'd have been more like an elemental.
Right. Okay.
It was literally just a dude in armor.
Oh right, so it wasn't an actual. That wasn't actual mech suit.
No.
Right.
No, it was more like a power armored guy.
Gotcha.
With like a jump pack and 2 weapons, and you had like I think it was 2 squad mates with you, and you could give them orders and go and execute stuff and whatnot. And I remember it being fantastic. Like I had to check out some screenshots of it because I've actually got it. You can get it on like GOG.
It's on GOG. I was going to say it's probably on GOG, isn't it?
For about £3 or something. And I remember it having like your main viewpoint in the middle of the screen, and then you had like 4 little monitors across the top.
Yep.
One for each of the views of your squad mates. But I think I'm getting that mixed up with a different game.
Okay.
Which may have been kind of like a police breaking and entering kind of like futuristic assault kind of game. And I have to look that up.
Well, memory is a tricksy thing, especially when you get to our age.
In it. But yeah, it turns out that this one just had like the main viewpoint, and then underneath it there was like 3 little monitors for like weapon info and map and the squad readout and stuff like that. And I think this would be amazing for TAL battlesuits.
Yeah. Like, what a squad of 3 TAL battlesuits? You give them orders and things.
Absolutely perfect.
I like it.
You can customize up your suit for the mission. You know, you got 3 hard points, 4 if you're a fancy boss. And off you go and do stuff, and then kind of like a little bit of buck in the lore. Yeah. But if you want to do infiltration instead, you kind of like
stealth suits. Yeah, I mean you're not supposed to, but are you?
Instead.
Yeah. You just, as you say, just function the lore a little bit.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna just switch squads. Yeah. So the Crisis XV8 suit goes over there.
Yeah.
Switch to the XV15.
Yeah, you can tell it from different protagonists or something. Yeah, it sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah.
It's weird because one thing that is very, very noticeable is a lack of any games from Xenos perspective.
Yeah.
You had Fire Warrior, and that was basically it.
That was like the notable exception.
Yeah. Everything other than that is always bloody Imperium.
Didn't the Eldar used to have one way back in the day?
There was a game called Rights of War.
That might be one thing.
But that had multiple races in it. Same as sort of a Dawn of War type thing. I don't remember anything that, goes particularly from a Xenos perspective. Yeah. And that would be nice to see. But no, it sounds good. Yeah, I'll put a few screenshots on Terra Nova up there so they can see what you're talking about. Yeah, it sounds quite good. Also, Republic Commando did the same thing, didn't it?
I think so.
That was a squad-based shooter, so you could use that kind of basis.
That was the Star Wars one, wasn't it?
That was, where you played with clone troopers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was pretty good. But yeah, a TAL-based, squad-based shooter like that would be really, really cool, I think. Yeah, nice one.
I mean, it's awesome. Like, you get Barracudas for air support. You bring in a Skyray or a Hammerhead for some extra support. Yeah. You could even have like an expansion that goes, oh, so you wanted to be in a hover tank, eh? Here you go. And then you can just literally be a dude that has to set out on like a Hammerhead mission to go and provide fire support for a beleaguered squad somewhere. So much you could do with it.
Yeah. No, that sounds. It sounds like a cool idea. I like it. Yeah. I mean, a lot of mine, I'm not going to lie, I like this franchise and I would put Warhammer in it. I'm not going to lie. But my next one would be Warhammer Ace Combat.
Okay.
So obviously you know what Ace Combat is. Ace Combat is a flight combat simulator.
I vaguely remember it. It was like in cockpit, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be in combat. You can get like I can't handle the cockpit view at all, so I always do the sort of behind the plane kind of view. So I can see what the hell I'm doing, because otherwise I just keep crashing into shit all the time. Thankfully, I'm not a pilot. But I think a Warhammer version of that would be amazing. Imagine flying a Thunderbolt and having to do like strafing runs on Titans and stuff like that.
I'll take a Xiphon, thank you very much.
Or a Xiphon, but then obviously you're a space. I mean, they did the flying game. Barracuda. They did the flying game called Dakar Squadron, but frankly, it's shit.
That's a shame.
It's not that great.
I also did
Switch
an
version is
Imperialis as well.
fundamentally broken, but it's not that great a game. It's very orky and very in universe, and I like that aspect of it. And you customise your Dakar jets and your bombers and everything like that. But the actual game itself is just a bit poo. But
That's a shame.
if you were to make like an Ace Combat game, and then you'd be like an Imperial pilot doing missions and things, having dogfights with hell talons, or whatever the hell they're called.
Oh, talons. And then there was what was the bigger one?
Can't remember.
Oh, no.
There was 2 different versions, though. You're right.
Yeah, there was a smaller one and a bigger one. They look like forks.
Dread Talon, maybe? I don't know. It'll be something in Games Workshop are very derivative in their names. But yeah, I thought on Ace Combat, because I've been playing Ace Combat 7 recently, and I was like, it's just loads of fun. Yeah.
7? Jesus, I'm well out of the loop.
And a Warhammer Ace Combat would be bloody amazing. So, make it. Right, next. What's your next one, dude?
I'll probably go with Tau or Eldar for that, I suspect.
Yeah, Eldar would be good. Yeah, Eldar flyers, definitely. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be Imperial, but it's just because of the type of game Ace Combat is, where you make modifications to your
it'll focus more towards that,
heraldry and all that kind of stuff. It just leans into the Imperium. But as I said, I'd be all up for seeing different Xenos races.
Nice.
Obviously, you probably wouldn't be able to play as Tyranids because they don't really fly their ships. But most of the other stuff would be okay. I mean, even Orcs, but as I say, they've done Orcs with the Dakar Squadron, and it weren't that great. No, I'd love to see a Thunderbolt version.
I mean, you can get Aeronautica Imperialis on Steam, I think.
Yeah.
Still.
Again, it's
I never really got too much into it. It seemed
it's nothing like Ace Combat. It's more of a it's more like the game, to be honest. You're seeing the ships from
tried.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I'd like to see a really. I mean, just imagine like really good graphics, and while you're flying around doing stuff, there's a massive Titan battle raging beneath you. It would be the bollocks.
Yeah,
it would be the badgers, nadgers, mate.
But don't go too near the Warmaster. It's actually got the Anvil assault cannons for taking out aircraft.
Also, don't bounce off the void shields.
Oh, yeah. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Leroy Jenkins! I'll fucking headbutt you to death.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one, dude?
I'm not sure it really counts, but my next one in my list was Blitzball.
Okay, I get it.
So that's not really.
I don't think there'd be so much to it. I think that's kind of a light, chilled, kind of almost like a mobile type game. But I'd love to see Blitzball. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure it really counts though. That's not kind of like I would love to see them do a game like this. That's just more of a I want to see this one.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind seeing like a mobile phone based version of it or something like that. I don't know if you've got the tactical depth, because you don't necessarily have seasons in the same way, and you don't have. There's so much stripped out of Blood Bowl to make Blitz Bowl.
Yeah.
That I don't know that it would hold a full game, as it were.
I just think it'd be a good intro.
As a throwaway sort of game on a mobile or something, it could be loads of fun.
Yeah.
Unlock different teams and stuff like that, and different star players. Using some kind of horrific, hard to get currency for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Why not? Don't take that as an idea, developers. Fuck off. But yeah, Blitz Bowl's awesome. And even like as a video game, Blood Bowl, because it is just Blood Bowl. This is the weird thing, is like when I saw there was a Blood Bowl game coming out, I was like, oh wow, maybe it'd be like and I have to say, I don't get American football anyway, but I thought maybe it'd be like a Madden type thing where you play like a game of American football, but it's just got the Warhammer skin on it and you can beat the shit out of them and stuff like that. And then when I found out there was no that version of the game and it was just playing the board game, or it is basically a board game, the tabletop game on the computer, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, you could have done something there. It would have been really cool to throw some wrestling mechanics in there and have a real-time American football bludgeoning and fisticuffs. Yeah, exactly. Sort of American football mixed with, I don't know, ice hockey or something. But Blitzball would be kind of a cool one. Another one I would do is another franchise that I just think I think it's frankly fucking born for Warhammer, and that is Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is basically a hack and slash you versus as many enemies as can be put on screen in combat with stupid screen clearing, massive moves and stuff like that. And I think Warhammer would fit brilliantly. Just imagine like your Khan the Betrayer or Lilith Hesperax, and you're just mowing down thousands of fools. It's just literally just mass combat, kind of button mashy, but there are combos and stuff, and you can unlock things and all that kind of stuff. And there's different missions you can do, and you've got to take points and things like that. But again, a lot of potential with that kind of hacky slashy melee combat for various factions in 40k. And you can even like do shooting attacks and things like that, so the Tau don't need to be completely left out. But yeah, there's been loads of Dynasty Warriors. I mean, some of my favourite ones are the Legend of Zelda Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, damn.
And again, I just think that's something you could reskin with 40k, stick it in the 41st millennium, and it'd be bloody amazing. And I'm sure very popular. So again, I have a word with what is it, Namkai? Is it Namco? Namco. I think Namco do that one. I think it's Bandai Namco actually. So yeah, get them to reskin it. Tell them license, it won't cost much, and I think that's a surefire winner. Just for a stupid bit of just smashing the shit out of stuff, which let's face it is mostly what Space Marine is anyway. So yeah, that's another one for me. What else you got, dude?
Next on my list was like a tank / night simulator. So it's a bit more technical.
Yeah, so almost like a that's Mech Warrior, basically.
Basically Mech Warrior, but a little bit more in depth. Yep. So like you get into your night, you literally have to hit stuff in sequence.
Which it's not like that Titanfall game, is it? That was more arcadey, wasn't it?
Oh jeez, no, Titanfall was arcade through and through. It was great, but I don't think it's overly applicable.
So you want something a bit more simulatory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not too much.
No, but as you say, kind of thing where you're the Princeps and you've got to, command the Moderati and stuff like that.
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, basically, Adeptus Titanicus, but in a video.
Yeah, I was about to say, it also allows them to add in elements.
But you would want it to be where you are in the perspective of the Titan, though, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to sort of the general's eye view that you get in Adeptus Titanicus. Otherwise, it's just Adeptus Titanicus, isn't it? You want the immersion of you being in the Titan and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because there was quite a similar game called Dominus, but I don't think it was that good.
Again, that'd be another one of those shovel games. I think I have it on my Steam library, and I've never played it, but it didn't look that great.
It wasn't awesome. It was like a valiant effort, but
it's like that night game that they put on bloody mobile phones.
That was kind of fun.
Which was all well and good until you had to hit the wall and had to grind and pay for things. And it's like, you'd like to put this weapon on your knight? That's great. That's going to take 5 days, or you can pay to do it now.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I mean, that would be very, very awesome. I don't know how much of an appetite there is for that, because a lot of, and I want to do a discussion about the fandom of 140,000 at large and the difference between grognards and, I don't know, noobs, I suppose.
I'd say I'm not sure that I'm familiar enough with the current fandom to really comment on that.
Just jump onto fucking Facebook and Imperium of Man for 5 seconds, and A, you'll lose the will to live, and B, you'll get grounded in what the fandom's like at the moment.
I left those groups for a reason.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I don't know if there's enough of an appetite, unfortunately, to do that. But it'd be amazing. Imagine it'd be like because they did a recent thing with Star Trek, didn't they? Bridge Commander with VR.
Yeah, I think so.
Where you could be actually on the bridge of a spaceship and have your friends and give them commands and have nerd orgasms as you take the Enterprise to warp 9.4 or whatever.
That sounds dangerously like live roleplay, but with VR stuff.
Kind of, yeah, very much kind of like that. But you could do that with the Titan, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, obviously implants and pain and cybernetic enhancements are optional.
I feel sorry for your mate who's got to be the gun servitor. Compliant.
Just slaved into the, exactly. And I need to do neurofeedback as well. Synaptic shock.
Yeah. Ben, you died. Unlucky, bruv. What do you mean?
Yeah,
make a bolt
it could
and
be an option. Because I mean, like, for fuck's sake, you've got bloody Warhammer 40,000 steam jet cleaner or whatever power wash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're fucked now.
The Power Simulator. To be fair, that's just DLC for an existing game.
I know
feel
it is, but it's not the point. It's like Space Marine bloody skins in Call of Duty. Oh, please fuck off. They'll be in Fortnite next. Ugh.
Do not even. I have to play that with the child. Actually, I wouldn't mind that so much.
Thankfully, I've avoided such. No, it's a cool idea. I like it. Right,
But I mean, also, hold on a minute. But yeah, it also applies to tanks. But obviously, that's going to be a bit more or less complex than like a Knight or a Titan.
Yeah, I suppose. But there's quite a few tank commander games, so I can imagine you just reskin that with no problem.
Yeah, probably a Predator, eh? Off you go.
Yeah, exactly. Or a Baneblade or whatever, you know.
Yeah, Land Raider.
Because there's already you've got like what is it, World of Tanks, and that's got Warhammer stuff in it again. It's
Yeah,
I'm a bit happier with that than I am with fucking Power Wash 40k. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that World of Tanks had Predators and things like that in it. Probably not Land Raiders because they probably break the game. But yeah, I'm 90% sure that there was Predators in it at the very least. Hopefully no floaty fucking grav tank bollocks. Yeah, well, my next one would be, and this is something that I've long wanted, and it would just be amazing, a Bethesda RPG in 40k. So like where you play as an Inquisitor or something like that.
Well, that gives a decent amount of scope.
And you're just roaming this massive open world, which doesn't have to be a planet, like outdoors on a planet. You can be in a underhive, hunting down heretics, or you could be in a city or whatever. But it'd just be an amazing thing. It would cost a hell of a lot of money, but I think it would sell absolutely fucking mad. I'm talking like a 150-hour campaign with shitloads of side missions. Choose your own path. Play radical. Play, Puritan. You obviously have companions that you pick up throughout the story, or you could have them at the start maybe as part of your retinue. Fight all these different things. It could even build up to where there's a full war going on. You have to go to join a Space Marine army to find to go in with a squad of Space Marines to. There's so many things you could do, but frustratingly, all we've got from that perspective so far is things like Inquisitor Martyr, which was obviously a Diablo clone.
Yeah,
and then you've got sort of a Rogue Trader, which is RPG-like, but it's still only more or less still an isometric style game. I want that immersion. I want that first person, third person in a living, breathing world like Fallout. Where you're roaming the wastelands and stuff like that. And that'd probably hit my number one for the game that I would most like to see. I want something that I can just lose myself in the 1,000 universe in that deeply immersive way, like I do in the Fallout wasteland, for hours and hours and hours and hours at a time.
You saying that actually reminded me of the game that fell out of my head earlier on.
Oh,
so that's
good.
That's good
because it's your turn.
Kind of quite similar, and it was kind of like an Inquisitor or kind of like an Arbites kind of like detective noir kind of game.
Okay, yeah. Not point and click, hopefully, but I get what you're going for.
Well, either works. Not overly fast because I actually prefer
almost like a oh god, what's the name of it? Deus Ex. It's just Deus Ex, isn't it?
Deus Ex is like first person.
It was also third person, wasn't it? With Adam. Can't remember.
Oh, was it?
Been a while.
Yeah, actually, it's been so long since I played it. I think you're right. It was third person. Actually.
Yeah, I think it was third person. Yeah, yeah, like that kind of thing. Is what you're thinking of? Presumably, I don't know.
Yeah, that or an isometric point and click, because I actually prefer Fallout 1 and 2 to 3 and 4.
I know you do. You
minority then.
To be fair, I couldn't get very far in Fallout 2. I got to that cave and I just kept getting munched by rad scorpions, and eventually I was just like, no, fuck it, I can't be asked. Which is a shame because the story looks like it could be really good. So I might jumping back into it at some point. But I've been spoiled. I think everybody's been spoiled by modern video games.
Yes.
It's like I went back and I'm playing Metroid Zero Mission on the GBA.
Okay.
I'm on the Mother Brain boss, and I'm like, holy shit. I remember when games were actually difficult. Like you had to dodge things and shoot, and there's no hand holding, and it's just you get good or you fucking die. Which, to be fair, a lot of Metroid games are. But if it's not like Dark Souls or something like that, game seems to have forgotten that a little bit. It's very hand-holdy, and we don't want our gaming cows to get upset and stop playing the game, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, but not quite as hands off as Rogue Trader. No.
No, oh god, it's like fucking 20 minutes to work out how to bloody upgrade. Oh my god, just a simple fucking just flash a button to let me know what to click. Jesus, yeah, super hands off that is. I will get back into it though, because I was kind of having fun, even though most of the deaths of the Chaos guys were caused by other Chaos guys shooting themselves in the head. Not too sure about the AI there, but yeah, the story was quite interesting at least.
Yeah, I mean, like the game I was talking about, I'd kind of have the tone of like the Warhammer TV like Inquisitor series.
Yeah.
With like the burnt out guy, and it was all kind of like
it's all black and white and lots of swearing.
Oh yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, good story though. It was generally a good story. I did enjoy it. I don't want English swear words in 40k, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of takes you out a little bit.
It just takes me out. I want to
shouldn't really have 21st century swearing, like, you know, 38,000 years in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, I can understand that you've got the high Gothic, the low Gothic, and you've got translations of and that kind of stuff, and you know, they're not all running around speaking Latin, essentially. But at the same time, I don't want them all just constantly fucking swearing.
No.
It just doesn't work.
Cool. Right. Swearing.
So, whose turn is it now? Mine?
Yes.
Right, okay. My next one is a game series that I know you love. I want Gaunt's Ghosts XCOM.
Oh. Okay.
I want Gaunt's Ghosts XCOM.
That works.
You know, where you've got some characters, obviously named characters, well known, and you've got a load of grunts that you get to name.
Yep.
And they can die, and then you'll feel sad because you have to get new ones. Nothing's really been done with XCOM for a while, and that's another one that I think would be a great fit for 40k. They did do a game called Strike Commander or Scout Commander, one of the two.
Squad Commander.
On the Nintendo, Squad Commander might have been. It was on Nintendo DS.
On the DS, yeah, Squad Commander. I've got it somewhere.
And it was quite XCOM-y, but it was also a bit poo. It wasn't a great version of it.
It was middling.
Yeah, middling to say the least. But again, a lot of potential there, especially if you do something like the Gaunt's Ghosts, different theatres of war, lot of potential for that kind of stuff, and that's something that I would genuinely really, really like to see. It would just be like because there was another squad based, there's another very similar XCOM clone called Ghost Recon. Oh, it was a Ghost Recon game, but it was like an XCOM clone.
Huh, interesting.
And again, it was only on DS from what I remember, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it. I played the living shit out of it. I can't remember what it's called, but again, a 40k version, something similar to that would be great. And there was another one, a Chung Cthulhu, which Modifians do.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, there's an XCOM clone of that as well on the Switch.
Okay.
Which I've got and played, and that's a lot of fun. And yeah, just a good Warhammer 40,000 version of that with Gaunt's Ghosts would just be fucking dog's nadgers. It really would. It'd be so good. Dog's bollocks. I mean, imagine you've got McCall and he's got to sneak round and fucking take out a tank or something like that while the rest of the ghosts put suppressing fire down. And, there's so many possibilities because it's such a great cast of characters. And why there isn't a Gaunt's Ghost animated series, I have no idea.
Licensing.
No idea why GW haven't done that.
That's a good point.
Sorry, there's a spider slowly but determinedly webbing down the side of my screen. Bugger off. Move.
What spider is it?
Sorry?
What spider is it?
Knowing this room, it's probably Steatoda grossa spiderling.
Okay.
I can't see because it's silhouetted against the screen, but it's very, 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 very small. So I have multiple hatchlings all the time in this room. So it's probably one of those. But yeah, a Gaunt's Ghost XCOM, I would just absolutely love. That
sounds good.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Right, what else you got, dude?
I've got two more. So the first one of which, before we go back to you, is probably because I used to be I still am a massive fan of Bullfrog, the old software publisher.
Oh, yeah. Dungeon Keeper?
They did Dungeon Keeper. They also did both Syndicate games.
Syndicate, yeah.
Amazing. They did Magic Carpet, which ended up somehow on Saturday morning kids TV.
Okay, yeah.
When we were younger. But I also did the theme games, Theme Park and Theme Hospital.
Okay.
Which currently another company has kind of made spiritual successors of when it called 2 Point Hospital, 2 Point Campus, and as of this week, 2 Point Museum.
Okay.
Which is a lot of fun. So I've been sitting playing that with Kiddo. And it occurred to me, I'm kind of like, could do a Mechanicum themed game of this, where you have to build a forge fane.
Okay,
and
yeah.
send out expeditions to recover Arcotech and Lost
Yeah,
Tech,
it could work. That'd be
things
cool.
like that.
I like it.
And and so it's more of a management game than combat. But like, given the atmosphere that you get around like Mechanicus and the soundtrack for that, it just has such a great scope for.
It definitely fit the Forge World theme, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. Oh no, we need to put more money into creating our cyborgs to be a bit better because they're getting battered when we go and send them out on missions to recover stuff. We need new tech. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great. Yeah, no, I like it. I think that'd be again kind of niche, but I'd like it. Oh, it'd be fucking fun.
Yeah. Everyone loves a good management game. We don't see why Warhammer shouldn't have any. I mean,
no, at all. I mean,
it's a large part of the woe of the setting.
It's just how much money they're prepared to put into a budget to develop it when it may have a need. I just don't want to see low effort things. I think GW is a serious enough taken license and IP these days that we deserve to get proper games for it.
Good job, yeah.
Games that are actually worth playing and they
live up to the quality of the setting. Well,
yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing is I've played quite a lot of Warhammer games and they just quite often just feel like a reskin of something else. And I know that's what I'm espousing, but I'm espousing it in a way that does do justice to the universe. So when I say these things, I don't just want Dynasty Warriors, Legends of Zelda, but you put a Space Marine in it. I want the setting. I want
Cutstones edition.
Yeah. I want the full kind of experience. I want it to be. I don't want it to be a lazy thing. I want it to be a proper, well done thing.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a lazy reskin. And quite often, some of the stuff that I've played just kind of feels like that. It just feels like maybe the developers didn't quite get it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, it's kind of. I think it's difficult where a game has a varying number of developers. Like naturally, not all of them are going to be,
Fans
Warhammer players or even aware of it before they start the project. So they're naturally going to have less of an understanding for the feel of the setting than they would over someone who's been into the hobby for ages. I mean, fuck, some people who have been into the hobby for ages have still got less of a handle on the vibe of the setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And yet another video that I want to do is about this current set of the setting and the narrative that gets written, because I don't remember the last time they mentioned fucking Xenos. I need to read a couple of new codexes to see if they've done anything, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're still just copy and pasting the codexes from previously, and it's like, oh, the Tyranids are on the verge of getting to Earth, and it's like, are they?
Are they?
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell from what's going on. Nobody mentions it,
They got to Pluto and stopped.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently, because now they're all dealing with the fucking Nacken Gauntlet again and chaos. It's always chaos versus Imperium and nothing else. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. I think that's a good idea. My next one is Flappy Bird, but with a squig pigeon.
I've got no clue what the fuck you
No, I'm joking. It really isn't.
What it
is, you remember Flappy Bird? It was a mobile game where you literally just touch the screen to make the bird flap its wings, to get it through like different obstacles.
Oh god, it's like the Jet Boot game on Deep Rock Galactic.
Presumably, I don't know. It was so popular the guy took it down because he just got pissed off with people constantly bitching over it. Because I think it was free. I don't think he ever asked for any money over it. But anyway, it's not that. What it is though, and I'm afraid it is just another reskin. But obviously, when I say a version of this, you make it as not like. Right, basically, it's a Dark Eldar version of Wipeout.
on hoverboards.
Yep, and or Reaver jet bikes, and you can mod your own Reaver jet bikes, make them nastier, get kills and things like. It'd be like a cross between Wipeout and Carmageddon, I suppose.
That's what I was about to say. Just sounds like Carmageddon.
Extra points for the grannies.
Yeah.
But again, you know, using Wipeout as a very loose basis, you may as well say F-Zero, you know, that kind of thing. So it's going to be an anti-grav sort of racing type thing on Reaver jet bikes with blades and lots of blood. Because
That's brilliant, cannons.
That'd just be really, really cool.
Oh no, you took too long to get to the required terror level for this particular map. The Space Marines have arrived, and now it's
exactly, yeah. But you know, again, you could do some really cool stuff because we never really get to have much of a look at Comora, or Comora. No. It's basically Gomorrah, so it's Comora.
But sounding a bit more Irish.
Yeah. And you know, this gives you an option or an opportunity to dig into a race that doesn't get very often featured in the Dark Eldar or Drukhari, if you want.
Yeah,
we read about it all the time, but we don't get to see it. And
the last time we saw
cool,
them,
you had that animation that had Dark Eldar Reaver jet bikes in it.
Iron Within.
It was Iron Within, yes, yeah, and just a video game like that. So you have to mod your own bikes. You can choose different teams and clans and all that kind of thing and fight your way up the leaderboard. Sounds like fun. I'd play it.
I get stuff like what was their equivalent of a Viper?
Venom.
That was it. Yeah, and it had like a standy platform on the back instead of a turret.
In the back and one pilot, and it could have a transport capacity of 6.
Oh, they were just hanging off the back.
Just hanging off the back, yeah. A bunch of Incubot.
Like lunatics. Right.
But I think that'd be fun. And that part of that is potentially just me bemoaning the fact that I've not had F-Zero game in like fucking 15 years. But it's just another idea I had. I've only got one more. So
that's how I play.
Oh, cool. Okay, that works out. So what's yours?
Yeah, my one, it's kind of similar to my Forge Frame one, but zoomed out a lot more for some of it and then zoomed in a lot more for little bits of it. So it'd kind of be like for like 2/3 of the game, you'd kind of have like a global, either like a regional kind of map.
Okay.
And you'd play a Gene Stealer cult, and you would have to build up and infiltrate while keeping.
I had this idea.
Did you?
Yeah. But do you remember the game? Do you remember the game Plague Inc?
I do.
I was thinking of that, but like your original style cult, trying to infiltrate your way across the planet, choosing different paths and mutations and things like that, and different tactics and strategies to try and, get your way across the globe. So, great minds. It is my last one. It's one I actually forgot about. But, I did have that idea.
Nice.
Because I spent far too much time thinking about it since it was mentioned.
So I don't think it'd be quite as zoomed out as that to start with. So you'd start off in like a particular region.
Yeah.
And you'd maybe have like a little syndicate kind of isometric thing where you have to sort of sneak about and do missions and whatnot.
Yeah. To spread your influence at the start.
To get resources and influence them to recruit people. And stuff like that. Oh, sorry for this mission. You are the only pure strain in the cult, and you need to go and infect X, Y, Z people that are high up in the social ladder or whatever. And then occasionally, like if you had to do a proper raid for for material from the local PDF or Imperial Guard, or if you got discovered, it'd kind of go down to a squad combat level with like hybrids and a few pure strains. And
that'd be cool. Yeah, so basically you have the influence spreading out across the map, but you have flashpoints. Yeah. Where you have to do like a combat type thing. Yeah, that'd be really cool, man.
Yeah.
And again, a race that doesn't get a look in.
Yeah, so it'd kind of be like sort of like a regional kind of management game crossed with like Phoenix Point, which is like the spiritual successor to the old UFO Enemy Unknown series.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but also kind of crossed with Syndicate because I'm just a bit of a sadist like that when it comes to people developing stuff.
Yeah, no, again, that's an idea that I had, just that kind of infiltrating, spreading influence, that kind of thing. But the idea of putting little combat flashpoints in it is very cool as well. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, mixes it up.
That's one of the ones I forgot about. There may well be other ones that I forgot about because I've basically been just like thinking about this far too much recently. Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. You know, of basically all my like favourite franchises, I just want a 40k version of. But I can't think of any more at the moment. So my last one is very, very simple.
Right.
I want to remake a Dawn of War.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's going to be happy with that. Pretty much.
I want to remake a Dawn of War.
This is Day of War. You might find it looking familiar.
Yeah, I want to remake a Dawn of War. I don't want you to Primarisify it. I don't want you to fuck about with it. I just want a remake of it in lovely new graphics. And if you want to tidy up a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of the clunkiness that was in Dawn of War, that's fine.
And please, for the love of God, let people zoom out more.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff, you know. And,
I don't want to have to mod it again.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely some clunkiness in the game. But yeah, I want a new Dawn of War. I want to, again, I want to lose myself in those or in that universe to that extent. And
oh yeah, I think there's literally hundreds of thousands of people that would be happy to see a top quality modern remake of Dawn of War.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think it's probably coming.
I hope so.
I do probably think that that there is something like that coming. Whether it's just a remaster, which I'd be a little bit sad at, or a full remake, I don't know.
If
they do remake it though, the concern that I have is it almost certainly is going to get GW modern day Primarified unless they Horus Heresy
it. Yeah.
So yeah, just make it Horus Heresy, and that's better.
Gladiator. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, no, just fuck off. Just make it Horus Heresy. Job done.
Yeah, no, I've hit the vehicle cap. I can't make any more impulsors.
Yeah. No more pickup trucks for you.
Oh, yeah.
But
which finishes the militia. Jeez.
Yeah. And yes, I can't remember who it was that commented, but yes, if they did a Final Liberation remake, they can keep the cutscenes the same. The full motion video. I nearly put the one where the commissar slaps the governor in the last video. I nearly put it in there because I did download it. But honestly, the resolution was so bad on it.
Yeah,
it's like when you put one of the old sort of 16-bit video games up on a big TV. And it's like,
and it looks terrible.
The pixels are like 2 inches across each.
Yeah, even I still remember when I resurrected my GameCube and I put it on like a modern flat screen. I was
same.
It's fucking awful.
The GameCube was it was not HD.
No,
it was not an HD
wasn't.
console. So yeah, I'd done the same. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been what was it? Rebel Assault.
Okay.
Which was always a lovely looking game, fantastic looking game. Back in the days of CRT TVs that were like 14 inches across.
Yeah, and they
when you put it on a 52-inch TV, bit rough.
It's horrific. Yeah.
That's another game. That's another game they can bloody redo. Yeah, that's another one. There we go. Rebel Assault. Not Rebel Assault. Rogue Squadron. Squadron.
Mate, don't get me started on X-Wing and TIE Fighter flight sims.
Oh,
Jesus.
don't. Oh.
There is a guy, I don't know if I'll be able to get you the link or not, or if I should. I don't know.
I've got them on good old games, unless you want to suggest something different.
No, there's a guy, you can follow his progress on YouTube, who's doing like an independent remaster of TIE Fighter.
Oh, wow.
And it looks great, but I think he's kind of
like murdered him yet or anything.
Yeah, he's like, I want people to know about it because it's awesome. I don't want LucasArts to know about it because it's awesome. So I'm not too sure if that project's even still going, but like it looked so nice to have like an updated version of those old games.
Yeah, man,
played so well.
Quality games. I mean, Star Wars got the kind of treatment, and again, there was some shite on on Star Wars games, but Star Wars got the treatment that I think 40k should get.
Consistent. It was way more consistent, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the thing is with Star Wars is that because you've literally got audio and video from films to fall back onto when it comes to doing stuff, it was way more of a consistent universe.
You could base it on the latest movie or whatever, and as you say, even though Kathleen Kennedy likes to say that there's no law that they could take anything from or anything like that, she's speaking out of her arse. There's like 30 years worth.
She's gone soon anyway.
So, hopefully. She's done the damage.
She's agreed to step down at some point very soon, so cheerio.
Good. Step down off a fucking cliff. Anyway, that's the end of that. Striking Team Commander got another backer while we were waiting, so well done. I may well join. There's 3 days left to go, and
what's that? Us promoting them?
clearly, yeah, that's it, exactly. That's somebody listening to this not live broadcast. But guys,
yeah, that's a very good point actually. Maybe I should lay off the cider on a school night.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed our suggestions. If you have any of your own, please put them down below.
Yeah.
If you like what we do, then drop us a sub. And if you don't like what we do and you leave us, let us know why. We've lost a couple of subs recently, and I have no idea what I've done to piss people off. Maybe it was you, Matt.
I do, but I'm not telling you, so no.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I don't.
But no, it's been a good laugh, and we'll be back with some more stuff soon. Whether or not we end up speaking some random bollocks or whether we get stuck into 2nd edition yet, I don't know. Annoyingly, this is going to be the last one for a little while because, as I have mentioned, I'm off to go get married. So this is I'll probably try and do another one right at the end of March, but then I'm off on my honeymoon to Greece. So
very fancy.
You sure it's still not going to be too hot for you, goth chops? I'm hoping that April will not be too brutal.
Yeah, it might be okay.
Why we're not going like June or July. So I'm kind of hoping that April won't be too bad. I mean, it's like reasonably coastal and stuff.
Just remember, just speak to Northern Pete about anything that you want to know before you go, and I'll give you his number because when I was out in Crete, I had to go to the pharmacy to pick up some painkillers for the wife. And the lady there spoke no English at all, which was kind of baffling given that she was opposite a massive international resort. And she had no idea what I was talking about. And I literally had to phone up my best mate, who's Greek, and say, can you please speak to this woman? Tell her I want some paracetamol.
Hurry up, I'm paying roaming charges.
And she looked so baffled when I just started phoning someone in front of her and handed her my phone. She was like, "What?
Man, when I went to Portugal, I went to like the north of where all the tourists go.
All right,
and
north of the Algarve.
Very, very, very soon that you cannot assume that everybody will speak English.
No,
I had to learn some Portuguese. I nearly starved.
They could be doing the French thing where everyone understands you perfectly, but they just pretend not to because you're English.
I'd like to think that's not the case because it certainly is the case with France. But no, with Portugal, I think they were just generally very, very flummoxed, and I had to basically just learn random bits of Portuguese just to beg for.
Point to your mouth and then your stomach.
Then put your hands together in like a pleading gesture,
Yeah.
No, I learned a few phrases just to be able to get by because it probably would have been all right if I'd gone to the Algarve, which obviously...
Yeah, you'd have been fine.
The problem with the Algarve is it's full of tourists and people, and mostly British people, so no thanks.
Just go to the Algarve.
I had no interest in laying on a sun lounge on a beach or anything like that. I wanted to go into the mountains and stuff like that, which is what I did. But yeah, no bugger spoke English, so no mind. Yes, they're perfectly fine. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
As British people, you just go out. It's like when I went to Japan. And certain people would be absolutely fine. People in stores who are customer facing would normally be okay. Hotel concierge, absolutely fine. Outside of that, I was staggered by how few people spoke English. But the people who just generally work in stores, like the giant Yodobashi camera and stuff like that, not a fucking clue.
Do you not know where I'm from?
Google Translate.
I dare you not understand me.
But I'm going back next year, so I've got a chance to learn some more Japanese because a little bit of Japanese does go a long way, and they really appreciate it. Anyway, we are blithering it now, so we will go. And guys, let us know what you think, and we will catch you on the next video.
In a while.
Yeah, in a while. Bye.
Cheerio.